you've got a rookie driver. He's very fast. Alvaro Caraton and Ismael, both Spanish. They like that communication. They like that teamwork. But Marcel Keither, an incredibly experienced driver, he did finish 16th in quali in Bahrain last year. But why not have a bit more experience?
Hopefully you can hear me again.
Well, I suppose the experience is throughout the team.
Yeah, my PC, I just still have this issue where it just keeps on crashing all the time.
Behind the scenes, helping his teammates, giving them advice. He's been here before in a LAN event. He's such a confident guy. So being in these environments, he absolutely loves it. So
yes, we are back.
Like, look, just
yeah, I'll be
taking that pressure.
I'll have to reset my PC completely in a second because yeah, it's once a stream or qualifying ends. So hopefully, yeah, I just need a new PC. I've tried to fix it many times before, but the Windows just keeps on crashing. I have no idea why.
But the season improves, so I suppose, like the evolution of a track, Steph, their performances can improve, but those drivers like Lucas who can just...
So yeah, I didn't even see who went out of Q1 then.
That's what drivers are striving for.
But yeah, I'm going to reset my Windows completely, and for Christmas I'll be getting a new PC because yeah, this is it's why I haven't been able to upload many videos recently, because whenever I try and record something or stream, it just, Windows goes black screen and just shuts completely, so I have no idea. I've tried absolutely everything. So the race is a little bit later tonight, so we will be streaming that, and yeah, I'm going to reset my Windows in the meantime.
It's a 1:27.9. He's going to need a little bit quicker to be comfortable in getting.
So who got through? So Blakely did get through. Okay.
The tyres that he used in Q1, he's just getting his eye in this qualifying session. But you want that banker lap as well, because if you have a mistake on your
so yeah, they're using the F1 World Car right now.
This one to at least have a lap time on the board. And just hope and pray that it's going
so the race is going to be, it's due to be at 6:50 UK time, but yeah, we don't know. But 6:50 UK time, that's when I'll be back on here.
Anyone isn't doing that, but the cutoff time could be around the 1:27.4s, we reckon.
But yeah, I don't even know if it's a Windows issue. My PC just seems to don't even do anything demanding of it. It's got loads of storage, done all the checks, RAM checks, everything like that, and just still. Oh, Brendan's been knocked out in qualifying.
No, of course not. He
is
calm and comfortable and chatting with his engineers that we can now see behind them. It's so
is Brendan still
in this live event that you've just got
he's still.
The team
yeah, it's just in the
managers,
pits.
the head coaches, they're just there behind them, and then you can see the guys chatting with them throughout.
Would the team managers, engineers, say for Aston Martin, start discussing tactics for the race, or do you wait until after Q3 to work out a strategy, or they've got that time now to start working on it?
I think for the team managers and the head coaches, they're going to be working on that. I don't think this is a really
I'll move my mic away.
Include with the drivers right now.
I think that's a little bit better.
They're going to be on the back foot of just being knocked out. So let them calm down, let them get back into a right frame of mind.
Yeah, but the production of the rigs and everything looks insane. It's just such a shame that there was just not an announcement before.
But yeah, those guys behind the scenes, they're going to be working that out and
so
see
yeah,
what is the best way
LAN
to get their drivers back up to the front, and maybe they're going to go all in later with a very, very aggressive strategy.
So yeah, Ronha 27.6 already as a banker. It's not too bad.
See some very interesting strategies play out within the races.
So who has got knocked out? So one of the Hasses has got knocked out. Both Ferraris are in. Both Mercedes are in.
So it's going to be
both
very
Red Bulls are
interesting
in.
to see which way
So Wilson Hughes was knocked out. Only one McLaren.
Whether they're going to go for an undercut strategy, whether they're going to go for an overcut. What
so
we
yeah,
know,
both
Hayden,
AlphaTauris
is that
are in.
it's better to choose one of those than just stay
so
in the middle.
Both Aston Martins are out.
Have a wishy-washy strategy.
From what I can see.
Yeah, you can't sit on the fence.
What about Williams? One of the Williams is in. So one of the Williams got knocked out as well.
Something. If you go in the middle, you're going to be overtaken by the guys who have done the undercut, and then you're stuck behind them, and then the guys who have done the overcut are going to be quicker than you, overtaking you. So you're just kind of in no man's land, and that's not where you want to be. Riding on board now with Freddie Raspin, as you can see, very calm.
So you have to do this little thing on the outlet, but you can see, look how different the F1 World Car looks compared to equal cars.
This is allowing the tyres to build up temperature without using too much of the tyre wear. You also would be able to build up the battery if you had used that. So say he went for a flying lap and had enough fuel for a second one, which is very unlikely here in F1 sim racing, but he would be able to build up that battery by holding the brake and the throttle at the same time to build up the temps. And as you can see, they're flying up right now to the
96, 97 he's starting us up with.
Area at the moment, and then that is going to be the optimal position for those temperatures for him to set the lap that could potentially get himself into Q3.
His last
yeah, you should be able to watch the replay on Twitch if you miss it live, yes. Correct.
And his last pole position was in Monza
So
last
Fassi,
season. I mean, as I mentioned before, Freddie Rasmussen, he's kind of the GOAT in terms of points, wins in the calendar season. He's phenomenal. I'm hoping, and I'm sure we'll have it for everybody to see at some point, but he was asked the question, why have you not won? What is it down to? And he said luck. And that's kind of it seems odd as an answer that it's just luck, but what do you think he means by that?
So much speed going through there, it's insane.
I suppose you make your own luck here.
28-3 first sector.
You can be unlucky in a sense of a little bit of contact here and a little bit of contact there, but you are the one who places that car in that position. I don't think it came down to luck. What happened in Mexico last season, that certainly wasn't luck. That was maybe a bit of driver frustration coming in, and that fundamentally could have been where Freddie did lose the championship last season. But, you know, most of the time, he's a cool, calm head. Luck might have played into it in certain
Jake's
circumstances,
third driver at the
wet
moment.
weather and stuff like that, as we fly through this left-hander at the moment on board with Freddie Rasmussen. 7 minutes left of this qualifying session left to go, Steph. And who is your pick right now?
Oh, who is my pick for, well, to go through?
I'll turn
There's
up
gonna
the
be some
volume
pretty
of
quick
the
drivers
stream
on
as
there.
well.
I definitely will be putting Freddie Rasmussen through as he's coming down to finish the lap that he is currently on. That big straight, the only straight in Bahrain that doesn't actually have a DRS zone, but here we are on the main straight, now in a DRS zone, and there we go.
Why would they not show us the lap?
Close up of Freddie, but what is that lap time? It's a 1:21.
Why would they do that?
1:27.
Why would you not show the lap?
3:78, which is a great lap time. I think that's a pretty
27.3.
safe
Yeah,
one for
that's more
Freddie.
like it.
Once he set his lap time last lap, actually, he went straight back into the pits as we're riding on board with the Alpha Tauri now, who is going to be starting a lap or completing a lap there, Hayden?
Yeah, he just completed a lap here, 1:27.5, put himself into P4 there for Jed Norgrove. Looking
right now,
good at the moment, but kind of on that cusp, so we'll have to go again when we get down to the last few moments of qualifying. Pedreno there put himself into second place. Now it's Josh Ido. The Red Bulls are looking strong. Josh Ido actually had a really strong season in 2022, but over at AlphaTauri there was a lot of rotation between him, Joni Tormala, and Sebastian Jobs, who was never really able to gather that momentum throughout the season. Now he's got a full-time drive alongside Freddie Rasmussen, and this could be the season that we really get to see the best out of Josh Ido. Right now, put himself in a good position. We're riding on board there with Alvaro Carreton, who just invalidated his lap at the last corner. The worst place really to do it, because at least if you do it at turn one, you're like, okay, you know, let's just get myself back into the pits. But he was on a good lap there, and unfortunately threw it all the way.
Josh Ido, 3 podiums last season.
I think the only person who doesn't have to go again is going to be
he had the podium,
Rasmussen,
but ended up finishing. Sorry, he had a pole position.
Maybe Pedreno.
In
That's a
third
surprise.
place. So obviously, as I mentioned before, Freddie Rasmussen winning
Butcher
that. So
lap, yep.
all these drivers have got that capability of getting those pole positions, but it doesn't necessarily equate to wins. Lucas Blakely hasn't finished on pole as many times as he's won. So sometimes that racecraft, so it's trying to relax the drivers and go, look, it didn't go to plan in that quali. I'm not P1, but that doesn't mean I'm out of the chance and the fighting race to win it.
Yeah, if you're in that top 10, you're still in a really good position, obviously, to score points, and a little bit of strategy coming in, as we say. There's potentially lots of different strategies that you can play with around here, so there is a chance to get yourself back up at that front. Overtaking can be difficult because these drivers are so good. You've got to be patient. You've got to watch the driver ahead. You've got to be seeing where they're maybe weakest around the circuit, and then you've got to pounce on that opportunity. We're watching Jarno Opmeer. I believe this is an in-lap at the moment because he's going to get himself back in, get himself ready again. It's a 1:27.4, so he's kind of on that cusp at the moment. But interestingly to note, one of the guys who was at the top in the last session, Alfie Butcher, staying in the pits right now. Now, he's either doing one or two things. He's either waiting for the track evolution to build up, go back out on those used set of tyres to set his lap time at the quickest potential time of the track to put himself through on a used set of tyres, or he's going for a new set, doing what Lucas Blakely did and trying to one-up him.
I hope he's doing what Lucas Blakely did. That was great to see. I love the confidence.
Mercedes-AMG Petronas Esports team, Jarno Opmeer, Danny Beresny. Have a listen to this. Combined amount of points for both of these drivers is over 1,000. That is a huge amount of confidence and experience that they can lean on if needed. And this combination, it hasn't been mentioned so far, Danny Beresny and Jarno Opmeer, formerly teammates of Alfa Romeo, and that's where Jarno Opmeer won his first title at Alfa Romeo. So that's probably why they've brought him back in, maybe, Danny Berezny, to work with Jarno and get back up to that tight world champion sort of form.
Yeah, they work really well together, and Danny, as I said, loves these conditions. He actually just blew me a kiss over there, so you can see that he's calm, he's confident, and he's loving these scenarios. But both strong drivers, both maybe now one of the old boys. I mean, Jarno Ottmer has been here for a while as well. So
what are you suggesting? He's out? He's on the way out?
No, but there is potential of the rookies to come in, and like we saw with Thomas Ronhaar, put themselves at the top, and that's what we did see last season. Those guys who had been here for so long established themselves, a little bit frustrated with the new kid on the block coming in and stealing their ground. Potentially, Alfie Butcher is looking strong. That could be him this season.
Whoa, there's Jake Benham also in that team lineup, waiting on the side. He is very young, an incredibly fast driver at the Pro Exhibition last season. But the young talent coming through, there's probably young talent watching right now, Steph, and so many drivers have got to, they've got a target on their back, because you know how good these drivers are that are coming through that could take their seat.
Oh, absolutely. There's always a target on your back.
My camera's still working.
I think it's so interesting because these drivers are so quick and the margins are so slim, is that someone can always find a couple of thousandth and potentially be faster than you. As you can see, most of our drivers heading out
yeah, I'm going to reset my PC
ready
after
for
this
their
because
final laps of the session.
I just need a new PC at
Alfie
Christmas.
Butcher
That's
down
going to be
at the bottom in P15. No time set yet, but he'll be out on that lap, warming up the tyres, getting them up to temperature so that you can go full speed ahead on this final lap. 5 drivers will be eliminated at the end of this session. Which 5 will they be?
Well, if you look at the track map, one thing interesting to note, Thomas Ronhaar going out with 1 minute 47 to go. As you can see, the lap time around here is about 1 minute 27, but the out lap is going to be slower than a flying lap. You're not using any of your hot lap ERS. You're not really pushing that much, and you need to warm up the tyres. So is Thomas Ronhaar going to be on the back foot now without being able to warm up the tyres? We're going to have to wait and see, but let's get it rolling for one last time here in Q2. Who are going to be the top 10 to make it into the shootout for pole position? We've got an Alpine who's already crossed the line, and now Barry Borman starts his lap. He's going to head down to the first corner now. DRS open, hot lap on, and hard on the brakes as we head down to the first turn. Nice touch of the apex on the inside as we get a lovely close-up of Barry. Concentration on his face. The driver's coming across the line.
Still
There's a
using
big train
the
at the back.
wheel.
If you look at the track map there's a lot of cars getting themselves slowed down, and that could be what maybe catches out Thomas Ronhaar. He might not make it to the line because there's a lot of traffic down there, but this will not affect Barry Borman.
I don't think Rasmussen is going again, so
Alfie
Butcher has to do a lap, so let's see what he can do.
Drivers in this session not to set a lap time yet. He's down in 15th, but looks strong in Q1, so will be a shock if he makes it.
Yeah, the audio from the stream is so out of sync, it's crazy.
Yeah, a very big shock if he does, as you can see him coming onto that long straight there.
Okay,
DRS will be open, moving up through the gears. And qualifying is finished, so everyone on a lap right now will be finishing that lap, and that will be the end.
Cannot afford to invalidate this.
Going wide there, but not too wide, else the lap will be invalidated. Left, right, left. Fantastic moves, really hugging the corners there, sticking to the white line, hugging the apex of that turn 8 hairpin, and going down now to turn 8.
So it's going to be a 1 minute 6
we're still
middle
riding on
sector
board
split.
with him. It's fantastic job, really gets the apex there at turn 10.
That's good.
Excellent
Uses
job
the curb on the exit.
That tricky corner, heading down the final DRS.
So yeah, the race will be in about a couple of hours time, so make sure you check out my channel because I will be streaming the race as well.
Back on the throttle as he's heading back up these quick set of corners, uphill,
what's this middle split?
all the way around.
So yeah, he's got 2 tenths in hand, so it's a pretty decent lap so far.
No DRS here, up through the gears.
So yeah, he should be on track for a very low 26.4, maybe even a 3. He does a good last corner.
Onto the last lap, we've got Danny Berezny setting the fastest lap there.
Close to bad,
onto the straight. What's it going to be for Alfie Butcher? Is it going
27.3, good. Wow.
The P2 is an excellent lap.
Wow.
Fantastic.
What a lap from that pressure. What a lap.
From the rookie there. As you can see, we've got drivers.
Why are we not seeing the
Freddie
gameplay?
Rasmussen up there. Danny Berezny, though, with the quickest lap in that session.
Why did they cut away when people are about to complete a lap? It's so bad. But who's out? So Brendan Lee's out, Tom Manley's out.
What a qualifying session.
Josh Idle was out.
From
oh wow.
Alfie Butcher there in the Haas, Tom. Did you expect that performance?
Do you know what? no, but I also, because we've got nothing to base it on, we knew he was quick coming into this tournament. We saw him in Q1.
Yeah, the stream is so out of sync from this production as well.
He waited so long
Jesus Christ.
He did the Blakely.
Yeah, even
and
the
that's exactly
stream's
what
not very good.
I was about to say, I feel like there's a good competitive edge. Look, Lucas, you're a world champion. What you can do, I reckon I can do it, and he's proved that.
So
There's
sees
nothing
that
worse than having
quality.
egg
But
on your face.
Alfie
You try
Butcher from
something,
invalidating
you're
the
not ready
first
for it.
lap
Alfie Butcher,
to now
watch out
delivering
for
that
his
lap at the
name,
end.
and hopefully
Wow,
he'll do
that's
well
impressive.
Q3. Let's find out where
He's
Hayden
definitely got the
is
pace.
right now.
I am sat down, unfortunately, by the Alfa Romeo team. I don't think
the
any
audio
driver
syncing is
wants to
absolutely
see me
shocking.
after a qualifying session because they know what it means. Brendan, it's not
I might turn
how
on my
you
light
wanted
actually
the
in a
season
second.
to start, but things to build upon still.
Well, I mean, to be honest, us Alfa Romeo, we did a really good pre-season. The pace was looking fantastic, the consistency, and all the elements were coming together for what would be a really strong result. Unfortunately, this is our first time back to LAN in multiple years, and some hiccups can happen in the equipment, and we need to look into these elements to fix them for Event 2.
Equipment issues,
but at the
apparently.
moment, the lap I did was, to be honest, with the laps I've done in my career, up there with one of the best, but when you don't have the, let's say, foundation to do a better lap.
So drivers complaining of
Well,
equipment
I wish
as
you
well.
all the best in the race, and hopefully you can help your teammates and maybe secure a pole position for the
Yeah, I haven't
race.
seen
We're heading
Marcel's
now
tweet. I'll have to look
into
at that in a second.
Q3,
But
so
let
let's
me
get into it.
turn on the light
Thank you very
quick.
much, Hayden. I don't know if people have told you you're allowed to go putting your hand on the back of the seats, the driver's seat. I'm just saying they might get a little bit
there we go. That's
sort
better.
of, on edge about that. But yeah, Brendan Lee.
Well, what's Marcel
out in
tweeted?
Q2, not going to Q3.
Apparently he
His
chose not to
last
race.
Pole position
Okay.
came in USA 2022, and his last win back in Kota 2018.
Can I put
The
my
talent
camera
is
in the
there,
corner?
but
Nah,
we
you're just
haven't
trolling now.
necessarily seen huge wins again.
Yeah,
like
but
he used
they
to
need
have
to
there.
fix the
No, and it's disappointing.
audio
because
syncing
he's
badly.
massive caliber of driver, and he's clearly got a lot of pace.
But yeah,
Unfortunately,
Alfie
we didn't see it
Butcher,
there,
that's
but
insane.
you know what? The race is where the points come. Well,
I think
apart
Jarno
from
made it
pole-
through,
one point
yeah,
pole
P7.
position, but that's new.
But
yeah,
why aren't
the
they
race
showing
is
some
where the points
results?
are, whether they'll come up with
It's
an
just way
ultimate
too much
strategy,
talking.
yet to be determined, but I say don't count him out just yet.
No, when he was talking about foundation.
Yeah, this is the thing I didn't like
yeah,
about the production
foundations
last
are
year.
kind
Far
of
too much talking.
hopefully
But
ready
this
for
one
the
here,
next
they're
event. What's he sort of
on board with
alluding
the
to,
driver,
Hayden,
and then
there?
they
Break it
just
down
cut it
for
off
everybody.
before they complete the lap. It's
It's
just
difficult for that driver mindset.
Why?
Now, as I said, it's so difficult to overtake and work your way back up through the field, so he will take
So
away
yeah,
what
race
the
will be
positives were here,
later.
the
Race
negatives,
will
and maybe the
be
things that he
scheduled
can
for
work on
2
going
hours
into
and
the
20
next
minutes
event.
time.
I
So
don't think he should count
we'll be
himself
live
out,
from
though.
that
We know
point.
how strong Brendan Lee is. He's one of the great drivers in this field. So he needs to go into
But
this
Brendan
race
apparently
later on
unhappy
and
with
build
his
upon
equipment.
that. Maybe
Because that's the
if
problem
there's
with the
any
LAN
sort
at
of problems he's
times.
had, 'cause this is
The only
live
downside
setup.
of a
They're
LAN
gonna be
is
jumping
that
into these rigs for the first
yeah,
time,
sometimes the equipment.
over the last couple of days,
I've
get
experienced it
themselves
myself when I
comfortable and
race
set
in
up, and if there's
esports.
anything that
They're
he's
not
finding, okay,
always
actually, that feels not
exactly
quite
the
right
same
for
as
me,
each other,
he
and
now needs
obviously
to change
depending
that
on your
going into the race
adaptability
to maybe
or
get
what
himself
suits
as
you, then
comfortable as possible
that
and
could be
get the
quite a
best
big
out of
issue for
himself.
some
Yeah,
drivers.
he speaks
But
so eloquently, and just he's like a particular bit of furniture around the world of F1 sim racing. Great to have him on board. Let's keep fingers crossed for him in the race. However, Barry Burman, new to
sounds like
Scuderia
Marcel's gonna
Ferrari, one of the
say a
issues
lot in
of
his
Ferrari
vlog.
is they've not had two consistent drivers. Not the way you want to start here by going out in Q2.
oh, so
Oh,
Barry's
I've
gone
got him
out.
in my power rankings.
Oh, what, did both Ferraris go out in
But
Q2?
No, it's going to
Damn.
be disappointing from him. Obviously, you want to get everybody.
Yeah,
wants to
right
get
now,
to
I
Q3,
thought it could
everybody wants
be
to be in that fight for
Rasmussen
pole
or
position.
Alfie Butcher on
But
pole.
another
If
driver
Alfie
who I
Butcher
know
gets some
you
pole or
all
rookie,
rank quite
that will
highly,
be
especially you,
incredible.
Hayden, I know it's in your power rankings,
But
which
he's
we haven't
already,
discussed
from
yet,
that last lap he
is
just
Josh
there,
Eder.
he should have a lot of
indeed,
confidence going into
unfortunately
Q3.
has missed out on the cutoff. He's not into Q3, but I think it just shows how strong and how close this whole entire
Yeah,
grid
both
is. That we are
Ferraris
seeing
out.
Some of the big
Well,
names
I don't know if it's
knocked
just
out in
Barry out,
Q1,
but
some of the big names knocked out in Q2.
if we saw the
obviously
results,
Barry,
that'd be
Josh,
nice.
those
There's just
you
way
would
too
expect
much
maybe to
talking
get
going
into
on here.
Q3, but we've got some incredible drivers.
We
in
don't
that
care.
Q3
We just
as
want
well.
to see the
So it's
racing.
just so close between all of them, and it just makes it so much worse that you miss out by such a small amount of time as well.
Yeah, 15 pole positions for his teammate, Freddie Rasmussen. 12 wins. Fascinating stats there. 832 points Freddie Rasmussen has accrued over his career in F1 sim racing. McLaren Shadow, Lucas Blakely's through. An opportunity for another repeat then of from pole to victory.
Well, it's going to be what he wants to do. He wants to come out of the blocks fighting for a season. Obviously, he's got
We
the
haven't
biggest
even
target
seen
on
the
his back.
results
He is
from
the
Q2 yet.
reigning world champion. Everybody's going to want to beat him, but he's also, you know, slightly going to have a point to prove to show that it wasn't just a flash in the pan. We're back in a
Yeah,
live
why
event.
are we not
Can he
seeing
do it there
results?
as well? So
It's just
he's gonna be
insane, man.
showing that, and he's doing exactly
Why
that
are we
at the
not
moment.
seeing
He's put himself
results?
at the top, both Q1 and Q2. He's been up there. Can he do it for the one where it matters, though, and get that extra point?
Yeah, it seems when I just mentioned Red Bull there, Josh Ida, you just need 2 consistent drivers to help a Team Constructors championship. And Freddie Rasmussen had that in the past with Marcel Kiefer. Marcel Kiefer wasn't on form last year. And then Josh Ida needed to step up in the same way that Mercedes.
It's just insane that
have
we're
got the
not
same
seeing any
situation.
results
They've
here.
got Danny Beresny, someone who is a very consistent driver.
Yeah, Ron
We
Har
heard
is
him.
in
He
Q3,
feels
so
confident. By the way,
Barrowman,
Q3
plus
has
Adrian
started, but we're
Manley,
just
and
waiting
Lee.
to get you in there when something
Thank
happens,
you,
and that's
George.
where we can go right now. On board with Nicholas Longe, the
So
guy that told
Mercedes
me
the only
he was
team with 2 drivers in
incredibly
Q3.
confident, like uber
So yeah,
confident.
As
coming
you start
into
the lap,
this
yeah, it's
season,
already
and
started
it
the
seems
lap,
to be
so
showing.
Well, he's got to put his money where
why are
his
they
mouth
not
is now.
showing
This is
drivers
the
do laps?
time
Like,
to shine in Q3.
Jesus Christ.
If he's
Honestly, F1 needs to do something about this series
well, he's going to
because
have a new set of soft tyres. Only time will tell when he has
far
crossed the
too
line
much
whether
talking
he is
and-
actually on a new set of tyres. We'll be able to see that. But right now, he's going to be on his fast lap. He's going to need to put himself right at the top there. And you can just see the little
Very
box
surprised Barrowman
over
got
the
knocked
bottom
out.
right
It's
of your
crazy.
screen, and that is to hide the brake bias and the differential settings. Obviously, setup is so important for these cars.
So let's see
All of
what
the
its middle
cars are
split
equal
is.
in
Is
the
that a
game.
high
All of
five?
the rigs are equal, but what is different
It's
between
5.8,
each team and
yeah.
each driver are the setups that they are using. You can change so many things on the cars, from aerodynamics, suspension, tyres, brakes, and obviously that is why that is blocked off right now. So no sneaky teams behind
Staying
their
in
drivers
7th
right
gear.
now. Can be looking
So
at
it
that
must be
being,
running
okay,
very,
that's what
very
he's
high
doing with the front
downforce.
brake bias. Maybe we should have a little look into that. But here he comes.
See what
Nicholas
his bank
Longe
is gonna
to
be.
finish his
27.5?
first lap in Q3. Is on a new set of tyres. It's a 27.4. It's a strong lap, but that will most likely be on a used set of tyres. Lucas Blakely beats him with a 0.4 as well. Danny Beresny into the 0.5s. He had a very strong Q2. We've got other drivers to come
Red
across
Bull
the
starting
line.
a lap
The
behind
Alpha
him.
Tauri of Jed. 27.7, not going to be a new tyres. Nothing good to really show for qualifying at the moment, but just to get your eye in.
So
Steph,
Carroton
ready
made it
for when
through.
It matters later
Despite
on.
invalidating
Very
his
much
lap
so,
in
as you can
Q2.
see, we're riding on board.
Oh,
He's
27.2.
just putting in lap
Wow.
after lap. My God, what a fantastic run he's having so
Wow.
far. 127.2.
That's insane.
Quickest
That is
time on the
absolutely
board for
insane.
now, but there is still plenty of time to go when it comes
But I
to
guess when you're a rookie,
setting it these
there's
lap
no
times
pressure.
well with
Like, it's
Jarno
just...
Opmeer right now.
I wouldn't
He's
say no
coming
pressure. You
around
still
the
obviously
final
have to
corner
impress
all the way
people, but...
wide as he puts his
Wow.
foot down to get to the line. And what's it gonna
Jarno,
go for? It's
that must be on
P8
used
at the
tyres,
minute.
maybe?
Yeah,
I think it's
P8
used
there
tyres.
for Jarno Opmeer. Not the best lap, but that could be on a used set of tyres. Just as I say, getting your eye in, ready to go for later. And that's when it's
Yeah,
all
Alfie
gonna matter.
Butcher,
when they're
that's
all fighting
insane.
for that 1 point in the last few minutes of this qualifying session.
Yeah, still 5 minutes to go in this
So yeah, maybe
qualifying
that was
session.
used
The
tyres
track
from
is
Jarno, I
completely
imagine.
evolving, as Tom mentioned
But
before.
Butcher, he
It's
probably
all about
has a
waiting
set
for the
fresher
optimal
than everyone
time.
else
The
as well,
drivers
so he
are
probably
gonna
has
wanna
another
be
set
getting out
fresh
very
tyres for
close
this.
to the end of the session to be
But
getting
Rasmussen, is he on the lap,
most
or...?
amount that they can get out of the cars, out of the tyres, and out of the track as well. Something interesting is we're riding with Jarno Opmeer. We're watching him.
Rasmussen, I'm not sure he was
Feel
on
like
a
we're
lap,
watching him
maybe
head
not.
around the
Maybe
circuit
invalidated
right
the
now.
first lap, but...
Will he be able to put it on pole? He's been on pole here before. Can he replicate that?
Interesting to see
But
Freddie
Mercedes,
Rasmussen, no
only
lap time
car,
from him.
only
He was
manufactured
out on
2
track,
cars in
though.
there.
So he has thrown away that new set of tyres that he potentially would have had because he did invalidate on that lap. So Freddie Rasmussen not going to be how he would want
Rasmussen
to start
invalidated.
this Q3 session. But there's still time. There is still going to be one more lap that he can set. And obviously his stats speak for themselves, don't they, Tom?
Yes, they do, Hayden. I was just hearing from our race director, our director in my ear, saying he cannot believe this. It's such an exciting Q3. So good.
So yeah,
to
Butcher
see
has
someone
got
like
over
Jed
half a
Milgrove,
temper bar.
a
Ron Har
rookie,
P2.
making his way
Wow,
through,
so-
finalist in the Pro Exhibition a couple
Yeah,
of times.
Butcher,
And
that's
Alfie
insane.
Butcher, do you think so far, Q3, the talking point
Yeah,
is
that's
Alfie
insane.
Butcher?
For
That
a
is the
rookie, for
name
him to
we
do
didn't
that.
know coming into
I know in
2023.
PSLWR has had
Now
quite a
that's
few
one that we're
instances,
gonna
so I
talk
think
about a lot.
It's the
Racecraft,
name on
if he
everybody's
can
lips right now.
just
He's
take his
doing
time with the
a
Racecraft,
stellar job,
then he's got the pace.
Excellent performance from
But-
him coming out.
Wow, I didn't expect
P1,
him
he's
to
just
be
putting in
that
lap
fast
after
already.
lap. He's really, it seems like he's at one with his rig, and he's
So yeah, this
he's
is
just
Alpha's
completely,
debut.
completely involved in everything. As
Yeah,
we
wow, that's
are
insane.
seeing the pit lane right now. We're waiting for the drivers to come out on what will be their final lap. One last chance for them to set an excellent time, for them to set the optimal time to put them on pole position. And we're just waiting a couple more minutes potentially as some of the drivers are starting heading out. We saw a Ferrari head out. That was Nicholas Longe. We're seeing Mercedes heading out. So there's drivers who are starting their laps. Nicholas Longe heading out on an outlap, the first to bite. He has been on pole in Bahrain twice in 2021 and 2020 before that as well. Danny Beresnay also heading out on his outlap as well. What can those two drivers do, Hayden?
Well, they're going to want to try and put it on pole position, won't they? But before we get into that, we're on the outlaps at the moment.
It's still crazy that this whole qualifying has never been announced by F1. It just bang, live.
For pole position. I am looking at that board right now, and I'm going to take the one that everybody wants. I'm going Alfie Butcher. I'm going for the rookie.
What?
Yeah, if Alfie Butcher gets pole, that will be insane.
Absolutely
insane.
What do you reckon then, Steph?
Do you know what? I'm putting my money
seems
on
to be lacking a little bit of pace at the moment. But I don't know if
Sorry,
that's only
sorry.
used tyres. I imagine
Do you
that's
know
used
what?
tyres because to
We
be
know he's
half
got
a second
incredible
almost
pace,
away from
and I
pole.
reckon Thomas Ronha is
It's quite a
gonna
big
deliver,
amount, so I reckon that's
here,
probably used
because I
tyres.
saw it so many times last season.
But the race tonight, I'm not sure if it's a 35%
F1 sim
or
racing, so I'm gonna
50%.
go with
We'll
Thomas
find
Ronha.
out. But
Maybe that's a bit idiotic of me, I don't know, but he's
yeah, we
currently,
will be live streaming
he's
this
at
tonight
the
as well.
moment, so let's see if he can improve on that. Freddie Rasmussen yet to set a time.
So yeah, right now,
And I just
Ronha's
love
proving
this.
a lot of
We've just
people
got
wrong.
new
But
names getting into Q3 that we can start
Yeah.
to get excited about. And Alpine have needed a driver to continually get into Q3 to give them the best opportunity to get and accrue as many points as they possibly can. And who's this guy? Ruben Pedreño. And then it's the Spanish, because Danny Moreno is the third driver at McLaren Shadow. And then, of course, you have the Williams drivers over there, Alvaro Carreton
right, here we go.
and Ismail Fassi.
So yeah,
who
give
are
my predictions to
leading
pole.
those
I
Spanish
think
drivers.
Alfie Butcher's going to get pole. Alfie Butcher or Rasmussen? But Rasmussen, there's going to be a lot of pressure having no delta. So, yeah.
Let's get into where it matters.
Here we
in
go.
Q3.
Let's go.
Riding on board with the French driver of Nicholas Longe in the Scuderia Ferrari. P4 at the moment, but he's going to want to improve as he heads down into the first corner. Hard on the brakes for the 100-meter board. Kisses the apex on the right-hand side. A little bit of the back end, stepping out to drift it around the corner. Get that extra rotation to set yourselves up through turn 2, turn 3. They are fundamental corners because you want to maximize the straight line speed down here. And at the moment, Steph, he's 1/10 up.
He is, and he's on that delta. He's going to be keeping an eye on that throughout this whole lap and wanting to stay in the green, stay in
Very
the head,
good
and that
first
is a
sector,
purple
wow.
sector 1 for Nicholas Longe.
Almost a
the
10th
fastest
up
time we've
on-
seen so far out in sector 1 as he heads into sector 2.
Wow, this is
Very
an
tight and
insane lap
technical
right
there
now.
as he heads
Jesus
into
Christ.
the turn 8 hairpin and comes to the very difficult corners of turn 9 and 10.
Missed that apex slightly.
There, definitely not hitting it the
Yeah,
way
missed
he
it a little
would
bit,
want to as he
but
heads down
still
his
up.
final DRS zone or into this left-hander. Nicholas Longe on his final flying lap into the left-hander again, left before he hits the double.
This is a very, very good lap at the
Smooth
moment.
Foot to the floor on the throttle. Qualifying is complete.
Double
so hopefully
purple.
all the drivers have started their final flying laps there.
Shit.
Onto the
God, this is
final
such a good
long
lap.
straight. He
So
goes
this will be
up
pole.
the
If he gets a good
before he
last
hits the
corner, this will be
final
pole at the moment.
braking zone
100%.
there of turn 14 and 15 right there.
Oh,
before
no.
he goes to
Yeah.
the main
Oh,
straight.
yeah, he made a
Wanting to make
little
sure he's
mistake
got that
through
lap
there,
going.
but
He had a purple sector 2 as well. It's got to be a
still enough for
fantastic
pole right
lap.
now,
There
but-
it
What a
is.
lap.
On to pole position, provisional.
Oh,
pole.
Danny
And Danny
Beresnay!
has just knocked him off. He's gone on pole as well. As we're riding on board
Where's
with
Alfie
Jed
Butcher?
Norgrove there. We can
Where is
see
he?
the McLaren coming down as well. Lucas Blake.
Beresnay pole at the moment, wow.
It's just going to be P2. We've got more drivers.
Look how
sitting
close
down.
it
Alfie
is.
Butcher
Jesus
gets to set
Christ,
his
how
time as
close.
well. We can see that is Alvaro Carreton coming down as well. What's that good enough for? Just P8.
Where's Alfie
Here is the
Butcher?
man. It's Alfie Butcher.
P2! Oh,
But
shit.
excellent start.
Yana.
It's an excellent provisional
P9,
start to his
only
Formula
P9.
One Esports, his sim racing campaign.
Ronha! Oh!
He takes it.
Oh!
He takes the pole position there. He's had the speed.
Rasmussen
And he's the one
P7.
who
Ronha
wins
pole.
for this
Wow.
Bahrain Grand Prix here.
That
The
shuts everyone
inaugural
up,
round of
including
F1
me.
Sim Racing
Wow.
2023. Thomas Ronha is on pole.
Ronha
for
on
the
pole.
Bahrain Grand Prix.
Yeah, he is, and I
The-
forget who
well done,
mentioned
Alfie
that.
Butcher.
Who
What an
was
insane
that? He
effort.
won. I forget who
Wow.
mentioned it, but let's talk about the man. And we discussed it at the start of this. Thomas Ronha, the man that had something extra to prove to people. And in kind of the famous way that...
I thought it could be a high 26, but Ronha on pole.
He will be doing the finger wag to every doubter out there.
That's insane.
Thomas Ronha, he has proven the pace. Look at it with his
Yeah,
arms
that's
back
proving
there.
everyone wrong.
That will mean so much to him.
That's
insane.
insane.
Yeah, I mean, it was horrible.
But
what he
Yano,
received last
yeah, not
season,
good from Yano.
And as we can all see,
Good from
it was all
Bahrain.
wrong. We're here in a live event. We're back in a
The
position
Alfie
where
Butcher,
everything's
insanely
the same.
impressive.
Everything on the files, on the computer is all the same. And he's come out, he's on pole position, he's on top, and he's proved all those doubters wrong.
What a great way to start 2023. But then again, that man there, Alfie Butcher, one of the youngest drivers in 2023.
Yeah, but it's going to be spicy with Butcher. Ronha up there with the racing.
Do you reckon that's the kind of
If Butcher can keep composed in the race, he's got the pace, 1,000,000%. But
isn't he? Cool as a cucumber.
he is.
But for his debut, driver of the day.
That was an excellent end to the qualifying session. Literally had me on my toes the whole time.
And it's a repeat of last season, Thomas Ronha, who was racing for Haas. There's a repeat of, hey, there's another fast driver. They seem to be able to get fast drivers, Haas. They might not have that experience, but
Ronha,
just
wow.
raw pace.
Very impressive.
they
How much did he get
definitely
pole by? I
have.
think he got it by a
Hayden
decent
is,
amount as
lining up
well.
an interview. P7,
Half a tenth
for
or
Freddie
something like that.
Rasmussen. That was another
But yeah, we have to see.
driver that I managed to
Here's an
clock
interview with
their
Ronha.
time. P7, not probably the way he wanted
So yeah,
to
the
start,
race
but at the
is due
same
to start.
time,
Well, the
it's,
program's due to
all
start
up
in
for
2
grabs as
hours,
we go
so
racing a little bit
I
later
will be
on.
streaming before
I
this.
would love to hear from him. He's the man of the moment.
But yeah,
He
that's
won
insane.
The man at Hayden.
Yeah, I'm down here with the pole position man. The man of the moment, Thomas Ronha. We're back in a live event. We know what everyone was saying last season, but you're back here, you're on top. What does
But
this
it
mean
says
to you?
something insane.
It's, you know, the perfect start to the season, and, you know, especially with Brendan, he was struggling quite a bit, so I have to, you know, think about, you know, what's going to happen in the race, but, you know, to already get, you know, my first points of the season, because obviously now we have, you know, a point for pole position, so that's always a good start, and yeah, the lap itself, it felt incredible. You know, the pressure was really on into the last corner, you know, getting a bit nervous, obviously, but that's normal, but yeah, extremely happy with the pole position.
Well, you touched upon it. You've got the 1 point. You're currently leading the championship at the moment. We go into the race that's going to be tonight. What are you looking at going into there to make sure you take the big amount of points and also become the first event champion?
Yeah, I think obviously, you know, look at last season, you know, the start is crucial around there. Last year I was on the front row as well, but, you know, dropped the P5 at the start. So anything can happen, you know, just got to, you know, be my myself, stay focused, and yeah, let's see what happens.
Well, you said it just before. You started on the front row last season. Last season, was your first ever race in the F1.
Yeah, it's never not impossible,
what are you
but
do differently?
I think he has proved a lot of people wrong with that, to be fair to him. And I think he had it by quite a decent amount. Well, if we actually see the results, which
Yeah,
I think before, in between Q1 and Q2, we didn't even see the results, so I'm probably not even going to show it. But yeah, that is it for the qualifying. Ronha on pole, Bahrain second, Alfie Butcher P3, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, thank you very much, Thomas.
But, yeah.
Well done.
Wow.
On pole position. Absolutely smashed it. We look
Very,
forward
very impressed.
to seeing you.
But let's see if they
racing
show the
later
results. If
on,
they don't, I'll
and
probably
see you
sign out,
later.
and then
One person also
I will be
wanna
live
go
streaming
chat
later
is
with a
Alfie
watch along
Butcher.
as
If we
well.
can break up this team meeting
Let's
at the
see Alfie
moment.
Butcher, see
You're
what he has to
a rookie
say.
on the grid, but you put yourself right up at the front. What does this mean to you?
Yeah, obviously I didn't expect something like this, but honestly I quite lost for words. But yeah, I'm really happy, and hopefully this can transform into a good race for me.
You've got Thomas on the front at the moment. There were mistakes made from him last season. We're going to try and make sure that you don't do what he did, but what are you going to do to put yourself in front of him and potentially win on debut?
Well, obviously I'm going to do my best to get a good start, get a good getaway, because that's going to be key. We know, everyone knows it's a tough track to overtake on, and this game isn't maybe the best for overtaking, but obviously we're going to try and do our best, and let's see, we might be able to fight for the win.
Well, I wish you all the best later. Congratulations on a fantastic qualifying. Tom, back to you.
Thank you very much, Hayden. Hey, I tell you what, he's young.
Are they actually
in
going to show
age, but he's got
results?
Very wise
Or...
words there. Knows what he has to do.
Yeah, if
and
they don't, I'll
that's
probably
how
leave it
sort
here.
of
But
advanced these drivers are.
yeah, it doesn't
They're
look
all
like they're
so
going to. So
respected,
yeah,
and
wow.
they're so knowledgeable, and
That
they know
was
exactly what's expected of
a
them
bit
and what they have to
unexpected.
do.
But
Who are
hopefully for the
impressed
race tonight,
you
I'm not
most
sure if it's
so
a
far today?
35
I
or
mean, I've gotta
50%.
start
We'll
with
probably find
Alfie
out,
Butcher
obviously,
there.
when
Did a
the
fantastic
production
job.
starts.
I'd
But
also like to give another
that is
mention
it
to
for
the other
qualifying.
rookies
So
coming through, you know,
I will
Ruben
be back
Pedreño,
for the
we
race
had
tonight,
another
doing a
rookie.
watch
Who was
along
the
as
other
well.
rookie?
So
Jed Norgrove.
make sure you
They
tune
both
into
did
this.
really well
And thank
to
you
get
for everyone
through
who
to
did.
Q3,
And
beating out some
yeah,
drivers with
still
leagues of
feel F1
experience.
and
they've done a
EA
great job
and
to
the
put
production
themselves in
need
the
to make
perfect
some
position
sort
for
of
the start of the race. They're right
statement
up
on
at the front of the
why
grid.
there
They're
was this
definitely
delay,
in the
because there
mix.
wasn't
Yeah,
even an
in the
announcement
mix,
for this
which
qualifying,
is
which I
what
still
we like to
find
see. Ruben Pedreño,
absolutely
representing for
insane. But
Alpine. Anyone
nonetheless,
stand out
we
for
actually
you?
had some
Maybe
racing,
Danny
so
Berezny, back to
I
a
will
little
look
bit of
forward to
old
that
form
tonight.
that we haven't seen for a
And
while.
yeah,
strong,
I will
strong
see you
showing
there.
from both
So
Mercedes drivers,
catch you
getting
in a bit.
themselves into Q3. Obviously, that's very, very
Peace.
important. You're already in a points position, but it all